Apple blossoms. Our souls awaken. The night is long and cold. We exchange stories in darkness, expelling myths of boys and girls, never to become fathers or mothers, never to return home. Their dreary skeletons protruding from orchard floors, bones buried in mortar, walls that keep secrets, their ghostly footsteps echoing along dull yellow corridors, carrying spectral rhythms along paths leading to apple blossoms, wild, unkept branches intertwined like tangled arms crawling at the living, decade upon decade, death struggling to keep names alive, reminding us in deep winter we are the voice for the departed. My body as storyteller. My body as storyteller breaks elegantly 215 times repeatedly. Sometimes it's a trashy love story or a narrative beautifully scribed, but it has been beaten and bent into something more worthy than the self-inflicted pain of others. Nevertheless, it is waiting to give meaning 215 times repeatedly and infinitely. KIRS curriculum. Teach children domestic skills, like how to hate the opposite sex, like pruning trees to blossom dysfunction, like planting seeds to sprout self-loathing, like learning the word of God on bent knees pleasing priests, like discovering death 215 times multiplied infinitely. Favorite child. Oblates favored fairness, pale-skinned babes, rosy cheeks and gray eyes, avoided punishment, unlike dark-skinned kin, starved and abused, bleeding colonial disorder from the inside out, no perfect reason or the greatest achievement of civilized decree, the anointment of a favorite child. Returning from school. When you return from KIRS, bruised and blue, optimism barely surviving, nonetheless alive, calling your spirit home, reminding you your family still stands firm, open to the sun, waiting to blanket you, sage smoke adrift, rising from our cupped hands, sweeping a path for your wandering feet, guided back to us where you belong, where your people have always belonged. Secwepemc. Remember, our strength, broken as it may be, arises from the sage smoke and dust of those who walked the same path generations before, teaching us to dig deeply into the sweetness of this land, bearing our roots, tracking the hoof prints of the deer, and making our way to Sedetwa, the river, tossing salmon skeletons back into the water, for those elements carry the celebration of those who once lived among us and who have kept us resilient despite destructive attempts to expunge our way of being. And when you are crazy with confusion, your returning signals, you return to becoming human forevermore.